What if I told you the Muslim world did not split in a palace or a battlefield of thousands, but in a silent desert around a camp of thirsty children? Karbala, the day the Ummah split forever. This wasn't just a battle. It was a moment that turned politics into prophecy and grief into identity. And the truth of what happened there is more haunting than most dare to admit. Year 680 CE. The desert wind moves slowly across the plains of Karbala. Sand stretches endlessly. The air trembles with heat. In the distance, the Euphrates River glitters like a cruel mirage. But beneath this quiet landscape, something enormous is unfolding. Less than 50 years earlier, the Prophet Muhammad had united Arabia under one faith. After his death, leadership passed to a series of caliphs. The empire expanded rapidly. But one question never truly disappeared. Who has the right to lead the Ummah? Should leadership belong to the most capable, or to the Prophet's family? By 680, power rests with the Umayyad ruler, Yazid I. To many, Yazid is simply the next political authority. But to others, his rule represents something dangerous, hereditary monarchy replacing moral leadership. And one man refuses to pledge allegiance. His name is Husayn ibn Ali, grandson of the Prophet, son of Ali ibn Abi Talib and Fatima bint Muhammad. To his followers, Husayn is not just a man. He is a living reminder of sacred lineage. When letters arrive from Kufa begging him to rise against Yazid, promising support, pledging loyalty, the path seems clear. But that was only the beginning. Husayn leaves Mecca quietly. No army, no banners of conquest. Just family, women, children, around 70 loyal companions. It doesn't look like a revolution. It looks like a journey into uncertainty. As they move north, the desert grows strangely quiet. Then news arrives like a sudden storm. Kufa has fallen silent. The governor has crushed dissent. Supporters have been imprisoned. Promises have evaporated. Ahead of Husayn's caravan, thousands of soldiers block the road. Behind them, nothing but sand. They are forced to stop at Karbala. The heat is unbearable. Day 1 passes. Then day 2. Then comes the order that changes everything. Cut them off from the Euphrates. Water becomes a weapon. The river is close enough to hear at night, faint ripples under moonlight. Close enough to see. Too far to reach. Children cry until their voices break. Lips crack. Skin burns. The smell of dust and desperation fills the air. Eyewitness traditions describe Husayn stepping forward, holding his infant son, asking for water, not for himself, but for the child. What happened next still haunts millions today. An arrow flies. The infant is struck. Time freezes. Some sources describe the blood pouring into Husayn's hands as he lifts the child toward the sky. Is this real? Or has grief turned history into something almost unbearable to remember? But the horror isn't over. Because the 10th of Muharram is coming. And with it, Ashura. The night before the battle, Husayn gathers his companions. Historical reports say he extinguishes the lamps and tells them, "They want only me. Leave under the cover of darkness. No shame, no blame. Just freedom." But most stay. One by one, they prepare for death. Morning arrives. The sky is pale. The desert wind carries silence. Then steel clashes. 70 against thousands. Dust rises like smoke. Swords flash under the sun. The metallic scent of blood fills the air. Husayn's half-brother fights and falls near the river he never reached. His young relatives enter the battlefield. One by one, they are killed. But that was only the beginning. Finally, Husayn stands alone. Wounded, exhausted, surrounded. Some accounts say he calls out, "Is there anyone to help us?" The question echoes across centuries. He fights until he can no longer stand. Then he is struck down. His body is trampled by horses. His head is severed and sent to Yazid's court. The surviving women and children are taken captive, marched through cities as symbols of defeat. Militarily, it was a small clash. But spiritually, it shattered something permanent. This was the moment a political disagreement became a sacred wound. This was Karbala, the day the Ummah split forever. For those who would become Shia Muslims, Husayn becomes the eternal martyr, the symbol of resistance against tyranny. For Sunni Muslims, the tragedy remains deeply painful, yet understood within a broader political context of early Islamic turmoil. But after Karbala, unity was no longer simple. It was layered with grief, and memory, and identity. Today, millions still walk to Karbala, barefoot, crying, whispering Husayn's name. They do not gather to celebrate victory. They gather to remember sacrifice. Why? Because Karbala is more than history. It is a question. When power demands your silence, when survival is easier than resistance, what do you choose? Was Husayn's stand a tragic miscalculation? Or was it a deliberate sacrifice meant to define justice forever? Some say Karbala split the Ummah. Others say it revealed the split that was already there. And maybe the real mystery isn't what happened in 680 CE. Maybe the real mystery is why it still burns so intensely in hearts today. The desert of Karbala is silent now, but its echo has never faded. So let me ask you, if you had stood on that burning sand, would you have stayed? Or would you have walked away in the night? Comment your thoughts below. Subscribe for more dark, untold moments in history. And watch the next video, because some events don't just shape history, they divide it forever.